Hello, hello everyone. Welcome in, welcome in. I hope you're all having a very nice start to your week. Hopefully it goes nice and easy. Hopefully it's going either nice and easy or has gone nice and easy. I have to say, mine's actually been quite nice. Mine's been a pretty good Monday. It flew. I have to say it flew. No, fucks you. I have, listen here, Missy. Listen here while you poke me in the face. I have a bone to pick with you. You, in the last stream, were threatening me. Were saying that you were going to violently assault me and shouting at me to read the page, to read the book. All for a total of what I can only assume was around 15 points. There was 40 total points bet in that prediction. 30 on the side of greater than 20. How many points did you actually bet? Because the thing, you were threatening bodily harm upon me for like 5 points. That's how much you would have gotten. The payout was 1.33. You bet 20. You would have got like what, 7, 8 points? Wait, is that right? Yeah, I think it's about 7 points. I didn't realize Ruadh coins were so valuable. You want to win? You just want to win, so you threaten to stab me so that I read more. Technically, well, actually no. Technically, it was under 20. You got very unlucky. There was a exact stop in the page, in like the section of the book, right before the 21st page. It was literally like, nah, we're gonna stop right here. You did win one of your Magic the Gathering games. Congrats, Gusto. And oh, by the way, welcome in Fox, welcome in Gusto, welcome in Clever, and welcome in. Wait, my thing disappeared. Welcome in White Crow's Nest. I like that emote. The falling downstairs emote. Please never throw me down a stairs, guys. I would not like that. It was your first win. Congrats. Those are always the nicest ones. Like Hearthstone sets you up in that you get multiple wins under your belt against AIs and stuff, but you know, getting your first couple of wins always feels the best. I'm proud of you, Gusto. How did you win? What were you doing? I won't understand a word of it. I'll just assume. I assume you took out the enemy health points and won. And that's probably how it works. I remember the first. Wait, did I ever get a 12 win streak in Arena? I don't think I did, actually. I think the best I ever got was 11. I think I got an 11 win streak, and that was during. Oh, that was during like when the first time it opened up the like blood chaos, like the 3 colors with the Death Knight. But yeah, it was like the Death Knight expansion. That was a disgusting period in Hearthstone history. You didn't just win, you beat all other 4 players in the same turn. I did not know that Magic the Gathering is like multiplayerable. Like, you know, with like 4 people. 5 actually, technically, yeah. But you did it all in the same turn? What type of... I feel like you just had a cheating deck. Have you seen the Hearthstone StarCraft expansion? What? StarCraft expansion? No, I haven't. Is it like a whole new game? Like, but just with StarCraft characters? They added no, that ruins the whole Warcraft feel. That ruins the whole World of Warcraft feel. Like what? Like what's a Zergling gonna do against the Murloc? The Murloc's gonna go, and the Zergling's gonna like die. I fucking love Murlocs. They were my favorite guys. My other favorite guy was Mighty Millhouse Mana Storm. I love that guy. Did you guys? I think that's a pretty good gnome, crazy gnome voice. I have to say. Zerglings are 1-1, 1-1. That makes total sense. Horrifyingly good impression. I feel like it's actually a little bit deeper, the actual voice, but I just go full gnome. It's time to face the mighty Millhouse Mana Storm. Wait. You have Fireball? Oh no. And then he gets fucking destroyed, and then the enemy just one-shots you in a single turn. Terran have loads of battle cruisers, though. see, this is what I mean. It's dumb. I'm sure for those who are big fans of StarCraft, this is like really cool. But like, what are they doing in Warcraft? Why are there battle cruisers? To be fair, there's Sneeds, Protoss, Mothership, and Colossus are both 12 mana. Huh. Neat. That's not a very good mana cost. Most things that are that cost are not very good. They added Warcraft starships not too long ago. Oh, I see. That's interesting. I'm gonna have to look up. Like Creparian or I wonder has Forsen played any new of the Hearthstone, or I imagine that fella Raren, whatever his name is. He actually did very good for a very long time in like revitalizing the Hearthstone scene. I felt like I often would watch his stuff, and like some of his content where it's literally just him. Excuse me, I apologize. I had a cup of tea and some Jaffa cakes. You pretty much only was Ragus Kilvin. I don't even recognize that name. Hang on, I was these. Oh. Is it coming? No. The Sneeze decided to leave. No, it's there. It's there. It's staying. How dare it. The boss of your deck deals damage when you draw a card, and you gave him a buff that when he deals damage, he draws a card. You also had a card that whenever you deal damage, it deals an additional 2. Dude, that's bullshit. That's an infinite combo. What the fuck? Even Hearthstone, like, it does have those from time to time, but they often remove them. Like the infinite Tavern Warrior glitch with. I'm sorry. Like the tingle in the back of the nose is still there. Oh, that's disgusting. Hello, Claire. It's nice to see you. 20 pages after 5 hours was a fluke. Like, fuck me, dude. You guys get to hear my sniffles. You'll never be able to get past 30 pages. I'm gonna be honest, 30 pages of this book would be a lot. I'd love to know what my average book... what my average page per book is. Hang on, let me check. We're currently on page... So we're on page 226. And this is the 16th page, isn't it? Yeah, so 14 pages a stream. That's actually not terrible. That's not terrible. I thought it would be a lot less. Yeah, baby, nice. But you used to love StarCraft. I tried it. I just got bullied by the guys who did know how to play StarCraft. I can only imagine what like Asians are like playing that game. Hands moving faster than the speed of light. Hello, Zan. Welcome in. I hope you guys are having a nice week. Start to your week anyway. I was walking up. I was walking with my cup of tea and my Jaffa cake, and I was eating it. But one of the Jaffa cakes were kind of stale. Like, it still tasted nice, but it was like, it just wasn't a nice texture to eat. Thank you for the head pat. Thank you. But it kind of wasn't a nice texture to eat. And so I kind of just like grabbed a tissue and I just kind of like got rid of it, just spat it into the tissue, and it kind of let me think like, why is, even though I chewed it, I got all the taste on my tongue. Why is the act of swallowing such an integral part of eating? I know that sounds like a really stupid question. Like, why is the act of ingesting the food into your body for further digestion an integral part of eating? Yes, yes, yes. I get that. But, like, from the perspective of tasting something, like enjoying the taste of something, it just doesn't taste as good when you spit it out. The body resists ingesting things that aren't good for you. Chewing gum was also made specifically to spite you. Oh yeah, like chewing gum is a good example of like you shouldn't swallow that. You haven't paid much attention to Hearthstone, but you used to love Stark. Oh, I read this. Don't worry, even if you only read 10 pages of a book a day, you would read over 3,500 pages a year. Imagine all the things you could learn. That's so true, actually. It's a shame I don't stream every day. To be fair, I'm also doing other stuff out. I really want to get back into reading, but it is tough time-wise. It is tough time-wise, I must say. Also, SariBot said hi at the start of the stream. You guys probably didn't see. I want all of you to say hi, Sari, right now. Commander is the format where very few cards will get banned because it's multiplayer free-for-all that's just for fun. And you always have access to the boss of your deck on the side. Oh, okay, so it's like an intentionally, let's like just absolutely go buck wild in this game mode. Because the boss, oh yeah. I suppose so, yeah. I guess like it's like if you're spinning it out, maybe your brain is like, no, bad thing. I hope it doesn't make me think that Jaffa Cakes are bad, because that would be very disappointing. I'm a big fan of Jaffa Cakes. Although the packet that I got... Wait, can you do that? Can you ask Sari what today's fortune is? I don't know if you can do that, but that's kind of cool if it is. Hello, Dance! Hello, hello. How you doing? It's been a little bit since I've seen you. I did see your wonderful art, though, of Mikan. I need to show you guys this art. This is like one of my favorite things that I've ever seen. I love this image so much. Hang on, where is it? For those of you who may not know, even though I've often said it, Dance was the person who designed my first like PNG. And then my second PNG, the updated PNG, because he sent it on to me. He was like, I hate looking at you being all like just scratchy and off-putting. I guess the artist in him just shouted at him to fix it. But I need you guys to look at this. You dropped your dumbbell. Take it. I love this art. It's I like to imagine that what's actually happening here is that you dropped your weights. Oh no, you didn't put your weights away after using them, and now you turn around and you see this mink hurling a dumbbell at speeds matched only by fighter jets towards your head. And you're about to go through the wall. Or as he says, you dropped this and she's handing it to you, and you go, you too. you turn away and walk away really fast, but you accidentally walk into like the female dressing room and then you have to run out. That's never happened to me. Put your weights away. Very, very important. I'm gonna go one step further. You have to put your weights away. You have to make sure you put the dumbbells on the correct rack. Wherever you took them, you put them back. Or you put them in order, the way it's ordered. And when it comes to plates, you are going to you're going to stack them in a way that makes sense. It's actually quite decent in the gym that I go to. They have like the smallest weights on top, and then it gets heavier as you go down. But then on one side you have all the 5s, on the other side you have all the 10s. Up above, like just one step up, you have like the lightest weights, and then below you have the 15s, and then you have the 20s and 25s. It's just a good system, and I get very angry when I see like a 10 and a 5 together. I get very upset about that. And God help me if I see a 20 on like a 5 spot. Do you guys remember that I dropped a barbell on my toe? On my foot? Gymtism. No. A little bit. I really want to do a collab, actually. I'm going to have to say this to him. I want to do a collab with Alpin Allbench. I said this last stream where I just where we just talk about lifting and gym stuff and like sports that we did. Because I have a feeling he's a super sporty individual. But it'll be fun. It's a shared space. Yeah, that means you have to look. You have to abide by the rules. Like, I don't mind people, like, you know, being on their phones while they're waiting to do stuff. But, you know, get up and walk around. Or, like, get up and just stand by a machine if you're going to use your phone. Don't just sit on it. And obviously, of course, if someone asks you to work in, let them. Unless it's a really awkward thing to work in. Like, you know, if you're doing squats and they want to do bent over rows. No. Imagine a beginner trying to get a 5 kg plate with a 20 in front. Yeah, exactly. That's the type of stuff that can be really frustrating for someone who, one, isn't used to weights. And especially women, for instance. Like, if you have a average woman who has never really worked out, I'm going to go even further and say that they never did a sport, but they're like trying to get fit, and suddenly they need to carry this thing that's like almost half their weight. That's not good. Leave the place how you found it is a good rule all around. Definitely. It's just it can be frustrating. Especially there now. Like, oh god, the gym was packed today. It was packed. All the people going to the gym. Yeah, New Year's resolutioners and all that, but like even still, it was like there's a lot of people you can tell who are gym goers anyway. It's just busy. It's just always going to be busy now for the next couple of months. But that's okay. I've gone through it enough times. This topic hit a nerve. I don't know. I think it genuinely might be, as Dan's called it, gymtism. I just like things being orderly, and for things to be where I expect them to be. Like if I go to try and find the lifting belt or the chain belt, and it's not where it usually is, and I don't see someone using it, I'm going to be very upset. It's going to, like, ruin my workout. No, I'm not that bad. I will get upset, though, if I can't find it. But yeah. I love this art. It's so good. It's so good. You guys should go follow Dance Again Art on Twitter. That's his Twitter, Dance Again Art. He's a really good artist. He has another image of the mink, of her in mink wear. Now, I've shown this art before. You guys know it is spicy. Maybe some people don't mind looking for stuff. It's like a little side quest between sets. I'm actually someone who walks around a lot between my sets. Whatever I'm doing, I try and just walk up and down the gym like 2 or 3 times while I rest. It's actually a great way for getting steps in, for just keeping active. Obviously, if you're doing squatting, that might be a little bit harder, depending on the exercise you're doing, of course. but I find like in over the course of like an hour and a half, if I'm just walking up and down between sets, I'm just constantly moving. You're gonna get like an extra 1,500, 2,000 steps depending on how fast you're going. But yeah, it's a neat little trick to hit your step counter if that's something you keep track of. Spicy. It's not naughty by in that regard, but it is. Hang on, wait. I probably can find it. If you don't mind me showing this dance. Billy, I'm sorry. You're not about to see a man on stream. You're about to see where is it? Hang on, I need to find it. Where's Mikan? There she is. You're about to see a mink in mink wear. Whoa. Whoa. Dance. This was like a good while ago as well. This was like a couple of years ago, but you went insane on this. I remember Mikan like freaking out about the sweat and the minko. Don't be sad. Enjoy the mink. And let's get the full thing in view. Old model still. Thank God I don't have an eye tracker. Thank God I don't have an eye tracker, you guys know. I'd be in trouble. Anyway. Maybe I should do that someday. I should do like one of those eye tracker challenges. But you guys would like realize how much I just stare at my face. I just stare at me. Oh, I'm so handsome. I'm so pretty. You guys realize I only look at myself and I just use my peripheral vision to read. That's the price of getting a good model. Well, yeah, you guys should thank Dance too, because without him, I wouldn't be here. At least not in this format. Not in this format. Probably in a different one. I'd probably just be a guy with a hoodie. I'd be an anime guy with a hoodie, a black hoodie, and a pair of jeans. Black jeans. He'd have black hair. And like... he is Mr. Anime himself. Very handsome boy. Thank you, Dance. Thank you. Well, yeah, I think I may... No, wait, I just realized Billy turned to dust again. He died. Oh. Well, when he comes back next time... Can someone go sweep him up? And just put him into a pot. He'll regenerate later. Okay, I'm going to get on to our reading for today. When last we left off, we did a deep dive over... Not much of a deep dive. We did 20 pages in 5 hours. That was a wild stream. Oh, Dance, you missed it. I got bot rated for the first time. I had like... They called me an IRL Discord mod. Oh no, a Discord mod bod IRL. And then I hit over 2,000 followers in like 5 minutes. I was very popular for a time. If you didn't know, you would have thought that I was going to the moon. You missed the initial assault. Don't get banned. I hope so. I hope not. I hope I don't get banned. I hope so. I get banned. But no. I had a tool that I was able to just remove all the followers from a certain time period, and it worked wonders. And now that I know I can do that, I can just like have that ready to go whenever I need it. I have a pinned now. And we have Saribot. We have Saribot looking after us now, so we're all safe. That's so bad. Sorry. It was fine. It was fine. It was like when the chat started getting filled, I was like, okay, this is like slightly annoying, but who cares? And then like I actually found it more funny than anything. And then the follows started coming in, and I was like, no, wrong button. Fuck. Where's the 3? There we go. I was like, oh no. Oh, this isn't good. This isn't good at all. I pressed every button around that 3 other than the 3 itself. Do you guys notice? I don't know if you guys notice how much I have to actually like overemphasize the TH to be able to say it. I don't know if I'm saying it correctly. Like tree is how I would say it, but I have to really go 3 to say it correctly, as some people will call it. But yeah, when last we left off, we were dealing with Hobbes's new science and how he was sort of making God this kind of origin of motion, but in a purely change sense, or rather in a purely kind of mechanical sense, taking a very materialistic and mechanical viewpoint of the world. And at the end of where we left off, we were just about to dive into his physics to see how he kind of takes the nominalist vision and Descartes' aim for this sort of science and applies it to his own view. Hobbes's physics. Joshua Mitchell has suggested that there are 4 different scholarly views of the relation of Christianity and early liberalism. Scholars such as Strauss, Macpherson, and Oakeshott have argued that there is a sharp break between Christianity and liberalism, which is certainly unchristian and, in many respects, anti-Christian. A second view, evident in Weber, Loweth, and Blumenberg, sees liberalism arising as a result of Protestantism's disenchantment of the political world. That is, as a result of the elimination of the sense of divine presence in the world. Whether it is in the sacred character of the king's body, the real existence of God and the host, the importance of religious images in the doctrine of saints, etc. A third view, defended by Tawney and Wolin, see Christianity itself implicated in the development of the modern world. By separating religion and politics, it makes possible a re-enchantment of the political realm that had been unavailable since antiquity. According to Mitchell, the first of these views discounts Christianity. The second acknowledges its importance but leaves the present epoch disenchanted. And the third acknowledges the importance of Christianity, but now its continuing irrelevance. But not its continuing relevance. A fourth view, favoured by Eisenach and Reventlow, MacIntyre and Mitchell himself, sees modern liberalism as a form of Christianity, and of Protestantism in particular. What I've tried to show in the preceding chapters, and what is especially clear in the case of Hobbes, is that all 4 of these ways of reading the relation between Christianity and the modernity make some sense, but that is a great deal depends on how one understands Christianity. I see you reformed, you put yourself back together, Billy, and you immediately tried to make me naked. I don't think it's going to... I dislike that you are having powers over me. And I hope it does not extend further. He does dance, he does this every stream. He joins. He goes, command naked. Or command remove clothes. It hasn't worked yet. Except the odd time it's removed my cloak and my inner. But not my Lena so far. Not my Lena. I'm safe. Literature does this to people. It really does. It turns them into wild animals. You would think it would make them civilized, but no, they become wild, animalistic in their desires to see me unclothed. The viewers can get weird sometimes. They can bully me. You'll protect me, Dance, won't you? You'll protect the person you had a hand in making. Maybe you'll just stand in the back and watch with glee. Imagine if you were reading book talks. What's a book talk? Is a book talk like a short reading from an excerpt? On TikTok? I've never heard of this. They'll draw it. No, don't draw me being bullied. No, Lamau. I've never heard of this term. What's a book talk? That's a new one to me. I book just smut novels, basically. For TikTokers or something, and it's mostly smut stuff. That's how you interpret it. I see. So it's like E-rated fanfics on AO3 or fanfiction.net. Although technically I believe E-rated stuff technically isn't allowed on fanfiction.net, but they never enforced it. You'd have, I think you had E for everyone. Yes, yeah, E for everyone. Arrow. Miro is really angry about those. Why? Oh wait, Miro the bear. Isn't she getting like attacked for the whole like male VTuber thing? I don't really care much for that. There's been enough drama in the VTubing community that I don't really give much of a shit. If people want to separate and keep their positions, she's into literature herself. Do you think I can tweet on her thing and be like, "What about me? What about me?" And then I show her my books, and she's like, "Yeah, you're cool." I want to be. That always happens. It's like someone posts like a critique or like a disparagement about some vague group or like just general thing, and then like half of the comments will be, "But what about me?" And it's like they're mutual, and they'll have to be like, "No, not you." Although this one, I think she kind of stood her ground a little. But yeah, that's kind of my view. Is it's one of those things that, look, if you don't want to interact with males, I mean, there's whole fan bases that don't want males and females to interact, either because they're Fujos and they want their males to stay apart, and or they're unicorns and they want the females to stay away from the stinky boys like me. And you know, that is a thing. That's a legitimate market, and I have no issue with that. I'm not going to pretend like there hasn't been some interesting characters, to say the least. Just momentary bad experiences, and it left the small target circle. When that happens, and it just broadens to the wider world, and then the vultures come out to play. Like obviously, I can understand why people are angry about it too. Especially if you take it to heart that like they mean specifically you. I just accept that like, you know, people are going to have different viewpoints on it. But what was I gonna say? But yeah, and then the vultures come out and they all want to get a piece of the pie. They all want to get a piece of the drama of the corpse. I'm not saying Miro's a corpse, don't worry, she's not dead. You zoned out, Sari. I hope you zone out and go to sleep. And you just to my voice. What's the cat routine, by the way? It makes me become a cat PNG that one of my viewers designed based on the old model. And I have to go nya at the end of sentences. Do not eat yet. It's 9 a.m. You should survive. No. Okay. You did this. You did this dance. Survivor acted through you. Hang on. Okay, I must go. Bye. Where's my Viato tube? You were going to redeem it. Oh my god, it's me. Why am I so red? Why am I oversaturated? What the hell? Hang on, before I do this, let me just check my filters. Why do I have a color correction on this? Oh, maybe I was making it a little bit more saturated, but for some reason it was overly saturated. Old Rua, it's old me. It's old me. What about this version? No, they're the same. I don't know why I have this states, but yeah, it's me. It's old Rua. The nostalgia. Some of you may not recognize this. Is 6,000? Yeah, it's expensive. I don't want to be a cat every stream, please. Although 6,000 probably isn't that cheap or isn't that dear. I should make it like 8,000. But okay, I have now become cat, destroyer of worlds, destroyer of signposts, of scratching posts is what I meant. Oh, maybe this is why I color corrected it. That's why, because this looks a little bit better with some color correction. It's still a little bit too vibrant, but I think it looks a bit nice. Why don't blush? Don't blush at this dance. This fuck yeah. Destroyer of scratch posts. Yeah. Now I have to talk like this, yeah. For the next, 10 minutes, yeah. Forma the cat boy, yeah. No, I don't... okay, a part of me does want to get, cat ears or other animal ears as part of a toggle redeem, yeah. Because they are cute. Who doesn't like watching their favorite VTubers, but just with added animal parts, yeah. Don't suss this. Don't suss this. I just got reminded. Are you gonna read an ad? Yeah, I've done it before. It sucks. It really sucks. But I want to. It actually ruins reading for me. It's so distracting and frustrating. To have to keep in mind, I have to go, yeah. Oh, I want to show you guys this. Real quick. This was some fan art. I'm going to have to rename that to correct it later. Take theology seriously, yeah. Why won't you guys let me read, yeah. Why do you guys keep bullying me, yeah. But during last stream, yeah. There's someone posted 2 hands and the Rua sus emote, yeah, and it gave rise to absolute cinema, and I just died laughing when someone posted it, and so someone made this as a little bit of fan art. No, I'm sizing something. Absolute. Am I joining the absolute in Baldur's Gate 3? I just change sides. Hang on, wait. I can't do it. Absolute. That's kind of funny. There's it's not even making a point. But yeah, absolute cinema. It's funny. Haru drew this, and she said it took her way longer to find the actual text font than it did to draw me. No push-ups. I was already in the gym today. Okay. Good job, maid. Yes, good job to the maid. Yeah. No. Okay. Okay, well, you know what? This can go over here in the corner. While I do push-ups and I give you guys absolute cinema in the form of stream content. As I nya the push-ups. Okay, that's a really funny use of this. That's a really funny use. One nya, two nya, three nya, four nya, five nya, six nya, seven nya, eight nya, nine nya, 10 nya, 11 nya, 12 nya, 13 nya, 14 nya. It's making me lose fucking count. 15 nya, 16, yeah. 17, yeah. 18, yeah. 20, yeah. 21, yeah. 22, yeah. 23, yeah. 24, yeah. 25, yeah. 26, yeah. 27, yeah. 28, yeah. 29, yeah. 30, yeah. That was actually like mentally taxing. I was losing count. I was losing count and it was fucking up my rhythm. See, this is why I don't get many pages done in a reading stream. Okay, hang on. Where's my bottle of water? There we go. There's my bottle of water. $30 is incredible though. Good job. I could go for more, but definitely somewhere around... I don't want to say I can go for more, because I am after the gym. Now, I wasn't doing chest work, but even still, I'm still tired. But yeah, 30 is decent. I think I did like 40 something during my debut. Strong, yeah. I'm gonna be honest. Over like the course of the next few months, if I keep getting push-up redeems, my chest is probably gonna grow. If I get like 3-4 push-up redeems throughout. You clipped it? Fuck. Cat, yeah, does push-ups. Halconus, why? I think that just extends it. Hello, Halconus, how are you? It's nice to see you. Okay. You don't know what a cat rua is, but you clicked it. I'm already on screen. This is a cat rua. You just... I was like 2 minutes away from being able to leave. And bring back normal me, and now I've been extended. It's wonderful to see you as well. To be fair, this is exactly what I used to do to another VTuber called Sasabiu. He was a snake lawyer, but there was a redeem that turned him into basically an angel boy. Like an actual like angel Shota. And people would spam it and keep him as an angel for like the whole stream. The fates and gods make playthings out of men. I'll make playthings out of you guys soon. I'm gonna bat you around with my cat paws. Okay. Whew. Let's try and get at least like 5 pages done this stream, because I have to go to bed in like an hour. So I do want to read. I want to try and get something done and not just have this stream be nothing. Where were we? Yes. If one identifies Christianity with scholasticism, there can be no doubt that liberal modernity is something radically new. As we have seen, however, the critique of scholasticism that Descartes and Hobbes undertake is in its origins and in most of its incarnations itself Christian. There can also be no doubt that Protestantism disenchants the world. However, again, as we have seen, this disenchantment is not a form of secularization, but a theological transformation within Christianity that imagines God as a deus absconditus. There is also no doubt that the separation of religion and politics that characterized the early modern period facilitated the humanist recovery of ancient republicanism. But as we have seen, humanism was itself not unreligious or anti-religious, but an effort to recover a more authentic, if at times also a more Pelagian Christianity. It also could not have been more
not have been successful without the concomitant struggle within Christianity to purge the church of the corruption that inevitably accompanied its involvement in temporal affairs. Does all of this mean that the modern liberal world is a form of Protestant Christianity, as Mitchell suggests? The modern world certainly arises out of the Reformation and has a strongly Protestant character, even when it seems most secular, insofar as what the fuck? I said it like 50 times beforehand. Insofar as Protestant. Let me take a sip of water. Excuse me. Protestantism. Why can I not pronounce this word? Protestantism. That'll have to do. Yeah, sometimes you just get hung up on a word for some reason, even though I said it multiple times beforehand. You're not fate or a god, but you like being a little cheeky. It's cute when you guys are a little cheeky. Insofar as Protestantism always defined itself in terms of the Deus absconditus, secularism can be understood as merely one of its extreme forms. Indeed, even if our age is defined by the death of God, as Nietzsche proclaimed, it is still defined by its relationship to God, and therefore still defined theologically, even if only by a thoroughly negative theology. Nonetheless, it is also undeniable that theology in the modern age was itself transformed, by its encounter with the ancient world and the development of a secular and civic humanism. The humanist recovery of ancient ideas and practices has thus had an impact, directly or indirectly, through Christianity, on the formation of modernity. Here it is principally a question of how much weight should be assigned to each element, and it is not surprising that different scholars have come to different conclusions about this point. The most powerful argument for the revolutionary character of modernity, however, lies in the role it assigns to natural science. It is science that defines the modern world, and science, or philosophy, that is widely considered to be incompatible with religion. However, over the last 20 years, scholarship has demonstrated the deep death that 17th century science owes to Christianity, and to the nominalist revolution in particular. Determining the importance of Christianity for modernity and for modern science is made much more difficult in the Reformation period by two factors. First, the increasing importance of belief or faith, and the decreasing importance of practice as a measure of one's religiosity, and second, the proliferation of Christian sects. Christianity had long sought to define and enforce orthodoxy, but from the 14th century on, the Church found it increasingly difficult to sustain dogmatic unity. Even before Luther, there was a growing multiplicity of ideas and practices within Christianity, and the Reformation saw an explosion of sectarian diversity. It is difficult to judge whether these sects are Christian in a narrow sense, but there is no question that most of their members were deeply religious. In trying to determine the impact of religion on modernity, it is crucial to recognize its diversity, and not simply assume that those who dissent from a particular doctrine are irreligious or atheistic. You're tired, and a cat, who can blame you? You're tired and you're a cat. There's a reason you're making mistakes. Yeah, you guys should be really impressed with me. Cats don't usually speak English and can read books. Nietzsche did not think it was a good thing that God was killed, by the way. Yeah, a lot of like teenagers read it and they go down into nihilism and they're like, "Oh, Nietzsche, he said God was dead, man. Nothing matters." It's like, no. That's not. He was actively seeking to escape from nihilism. From what little you know about his feelings, it was more nuanced than is commonly presented. Yeah, it's often him kind of pointing out that with the doing away of God, you effectively have eliminated the concept of truth, of morality, of many objective morality, objective truth, and you're thrown into a world of flux, of constant change, of nothing to really base things on, and there's a whole host of philosophical issues with that you have to work through. But then he aspires to the what would you say, the Uberman who rises above the master and slave moralities to a higher level, one where he creates his own truly creates his own. That's fascinating, though by this point we're into the modern period. You think there's an underlying assumption that religiosity from antiquity up to the Enlightenment was like a social monolith that was unmoving through generations? I do think that there is this. People just kind of have this image of the church, and they don't realize how, especially from this book, I think it is what this book opens people's eyes to, is how much of debate there was and how many arguments there were. He saw nihilism as a nemesis from modern philosophy. Good morning. Good morning, D. How's my favorite angel girl doing? Mr. Ua. D, I think, okay, you may have seen my Discord. I kind of freaked out a little bit while you, I think, were asleep. But you don't understand. You need to go watch the latest Genzuki stream. Oh, D, hang on. I have to... I'm trying to stop myself from not reading, but I leave to watch. No, well, you know, you can do that. It is Oshi after all. I understand, but I was looking at your emotes recently, and I was typing to use your hello emote. And I typed in D NPC D H. I saw there was two. I was like, oh, okay, well, there's Henyo, and then there's Hero, and then I stopped. I was like, wait, I can't say this one. I feel like you can say it because you're Korean. But I feel like I'd get in trouble if I say the name of that emote. Gusto, use the one. People would get angry with me, and I'd be doing that thing where it's like, no, my friend is Asian. My friend is Asian, you don't understand. She literally named this her emote. And then D looks at me and goes, I don't know who this is, and walks away. And leaves me to be assaulted. But yeah, I was like, I thought it was just like hello. It was not. You were told not to do hello. Why wouldn't you do hello? Why wouldn't you do hello? And do hair row? I have to say it like that, otherwise it sounds bad. Not even Julius Caesar's felt the extent of such a betrayal. Et tu di. Apparently it's harder to find. I mean, I just do the two dots, and then I type in NPCD, and all the motes come up, all the demotes. I don't know. Maybe hello is harder. Getting stabbed is less than I don't know this guy. Well, yeah, but the I don't know this guy leads me to getting cancelled and possibly beaten up. I think that's worse than getting stabbed like 27 times. Giga stabbed. This is just a really big knife. It's actually just a sword, but they're calling it a knife. That's not a knife. This is a knife, and he pulls out like a rapier. It's like, no, it's not. Yeah, it is. It's a knife. Oh, I just thought of the Simpsons parody on that. That's not a knife. This is a knife. No, it's not. Ah, I see you've played Knifey Spoony before. It's so funny. Oh man, old Simpsons is so good. No, it's not. That's a spoon. I see you played Rapier Spoony. Knife. Do you like my Australian accent, D and Gusto? I think I fit right in among you guys. I just have to throw in a couple of extra swears. I just have to throw in a couple of extra swears. Let me take a quick sip of water. Love that episode. It is a great episode. It's really, really good. You're being catered to. I try my best. I am an international streamer. I have an international fan base. I must cater to them by discriminatorily using their stereotypical accents. This is nice. Where were we? Oh, here we are. It is difficult to judge whether these sects are Christian in a narrow sense, but there is no question that most of their members are deeply religious. In trying to determine the impact of religion on modernity, it is crucial to recognize this diversity, and not simply assume that those who dissent from a particular doctrine are irreligious or atheistic. Hobbes has often been characterized as an atheist, for the most part in his own time by sectarians who believed that anyone who did not share their dogmatic opinions must be irreligious. While we cannot know what Hobbes actually believed, we can know what he says and what sources he relies on. What is immediately clear is that Hobbes's thought is deeply indebted to nominalism. He accepted nominalism's basic tenet, that God is omnipotent, that only individuals exist, and that the meanings of words are purely conventional. However, he tried to show that these principles were compatible with a physics, anthropology, and theology that were different from the ones nominalism had developed. One of the things really fascinating about the VTubing community is how tremendously multinational it is. You'll have to use a C word to fit into it. That's totally fine. And use it to describe anything. That's fine. I can do that. Mayhaps as a byproduct of starting in such a recent era year. I think so as well. I think many people want to. Although in some places it just didn't pan out. Like Nijisanji India just did not do well. And I mean, a lot of their places didn't do too well. Hang on, I'm coming back in. Cat Rua, you are gone. Get out of here. I'm back. Let me put on my clothes. Let me put on my clothes again. Billy took them off. I think as well, probably the fact that it started during COVID. Well, it didn't start, but it boomed during COVID, and people had nothing to do, so they were like, while I'm sitting at home, why don't I become a VTuber? I wish I become. Don't me. Don't me. That's gonna like I'm still being affected by the cat stuff right now. That's gonna. What? Why are you me? Why are you doing this? Why do you want me to come near you? What's going on? No. This isn't fair. You called me over and now you just woke me in the face. Mr. Ua, where'd the kitty? The kitty, I transformed back into me. But I'm still affected by the kitty stuff for a little bit. I kind of stopped doing the nya thing. I apologize, but it is difficult for my brain to keep that in mind. Again, I'm always amazed at Haru Mizuki's ability to like stay in third person. It's very impressive. I wonder, does he just talk to himself in third person a lot? I thought I talk to myself sometimes, like I will in the span of about like 5 minutes refer to myself as I, we, us, you, as I think to myself. Very, very intriguing. I think many people do. Haru's an absolute master at it with audience engagement. You use the royal we a lot. Yeah, I like the we. It makes me feel like okay, partly schizophrenic, but also like there's someone in there, and I'm like, listen, we got to do better than this. It's okay, you did your push-ups with a yeah. You're very pleased with that. I'm glad to. I'm happy you were pleased, Gusto. Happy to please. Okay, let me step back from you guys, because I am a little bit close, I think. I'll stay a little bit close. If you guys me again, I have to be ready. But not too close. I'm still in cat mode. If you like try and pet me, and you like pet like I could be totally calm one moment, and I might just try and like punch you in the face the next. Where are we? Oh, yes. Oh, excuse me a moment. Let's be. You gotta go, but it was a pleasure catching up. Thank you, Halconis. It's always nice to see you. It's always nice to see you. Yes, Halconis is quite knowledgeable too. I do like that. I have knowledgeable friends who pop in now and then. Gives me a break from being bullied. Hobbes was first instructed in the nominalist notion that God was supremely powerful and arbitrary in his election of human beings for salvation at his Father's table. It was further explained by his Calvinist teachers and cemented by his university education. It was an article of faith on which he never wavered, and one that he explicitly affirmed not only in his debate with Descartes and in Leviathan, but also in his critique of White and in his later debate with Bramhall. Hobbes also accepted and often repeated the nominalist critique of scholastic realism and syllogistic reasoning, as well as the related doctrine of ontological individualism. Moreover, he was convinced of the individuality of all things, not as the result of any direct knowledge of such entities, but as an inference from a belief in divine omnipotence. The nominalist ontology served as the foundation for Nobbs's Nob. That would totally be his like nickname in school. Alright, Nob. It's Hub, Ruadh. Nah, you're Nob. As a foundation for Hobbes' physics, according to Hobbes, the bodies that make up the universe are constantly changing. On the surface, this claim does not seem particularly novel or revolutionary. Aristotle made a similar claim, and it was never repeated, and it was repeated by many others, including the scholastics. Hobbes criticized. They claimed that things change in multiple ways and for multiple reasons. For Hobbes, however, while everything is changing, there is only one kind of change, and it is the result of local motion caused by the impact of one body on another. Bodies themselves are not created or destroyed, but moved about and rearranged. Every act thus may be understood as generated and passing away in a mechanical fashion, that is, as a result of the impact of another body, and without any further input from God. Like me, and then me. Indeed, just society face. Hi Haru, I was showing off your art earlier. Your absolute cinema. No, I think you were there for it, D, weren't you? When someone just went that and then cinema, and I fucking cackled. Actually, I've been told that I wheeze, that my laughter is a wheeze. I'm like the penguin from Toy Story. You do the tea kettle. I think I do. When I get like really laughing, it does become a big wheeze, or it becomes a painful cough. Is Stretch still on cooldown? It shouldn't be on cooldown. I might have to check. I might have to check my redeem stuff, because there was some issues beforehand where certain things weren't working. Oh. Where were we? Oh yes. In addition, there is no kind of motion that is unique to a particular body. Every body is capable of every possible motion. All bodies are thus homogeneous and subject to the same effects from the impact of other bodies. Moreover, no body can produce any act within itself, and everything thus occurs as the result of the bodies striking one another. Motion has no other cause than motion. Of every possible motion. The question this claim leaves unanswered is the nature and origin of motion itself. This question is not new. It was addressed by ancient atomists who posited an initial uncaused swerve that brought atoms into contact with one another and began the interactions that formed the cosmos. Christian thinkers, thank you, Gusto, for the facehold. Thank you, thank you. Christian thinkers attributed this beginning to a mysterious divine will. It has often been suggested that Hobbes' thought on this issue is indebted to atomism, but in fact the idea owes a great deal more to nominalism, as the arguments he develops in Critique of White make clear. For Hobbes, all motion begins with God. Surprisingly little, however, follows from this fact in Hobbes' case. Indeed, from reflecting on motion, he believes that we can only know that God is the source of motion. Everything that we otherwise believe we know only from revelation. It's radically different to the scholastics, who argue that from thinking of God as the first cause or the prime mover, and obviously they're thinking of things in radically different ways, you can find out a hell of a lot more about God, and then you still need things to find out the specifics. You need revelation, but you can see the differences. Hobbes does not even make the traditional claim that God is a first unmoved mover. God is not a demiurgos that sets the mechanism of nature in motion and then looks on, but is instead present in some sense in the continual and sustaining motion of the universe. Now, what's really weird about this is that in the scholastics, this is the exact same argument that they make. The scholastics do not claim that God just sets things in motion as a sort of, well, at least Aquinas doesn't, as a sort of like the not the stopwatch, the watchmaker. He is continuously producing the act of he is act itself. He is the act of existence. He is constantly supporting the existence of everything at all times in a horizontal or a vertical causal chain, or a hierarchical causal chain. But it's interesting that I sometimes get confused when reading this book if he's suggesting that that's what the traditional claim is, because it's not. That's not what Aristotle, that's not what Aquinas, and that's not what the Thomists are getting at. It's not what Avicenna was talking about. It wasn't what Averroes is suggesting. We can infer a first mover according to Hobbes, but we cannot infer that he was eternally unmoved. Indeed, what logically follows is that he was, and consequently is, eternally moving. Okay, yes, I see the vast difference here is that for Hobbes, motion for him is described as change, while bedtime for you, you're afraid. It'll be bedtime for me soon as well, but have a nice eep, lass a lot. Have a nice eep. Enjoy the rest. I will try to. You motherfucker. You piece of shit. Damn you. You're gone now, so do those whenever suit. Okay. I'll do them in a little bit. Slán live. Slán. But yeah, so I suppose for him, it's the scholastics and the Thomists describe movement, or change rather, as the reduction of a potential to an actual. But for the scholastics, God is purely actual, so there can be no change. God just is. So yeah, that would definitely be a radically different viewpoint, and it's putting God, I feel like, within the. It's dangerous because it may put God within the universe itself. He is just another thing there, and it doesn't even logically. It even says here that it doesn't necessarily suggest that he may have been uncaused or unmoved for eternity, but like then he just is not the first mover in that sense. And like you still may have this infinite regress. Hobbes thus rejects the Platonic claim that essential to medieval Christianity, that God and thus true being are unchanging. So yeah, I was just explaining this. Rest in Hobbes' view cannot be attributed to God, and the idea of the eternity of God, of a nunc stans, is an absurdity. Motion is the action of God, and this action is nominalistic fashion, is not governed by any reason or purpose other than God's omnipotent and indifferent will, or omnipotent. The cosmological consequence of this position is that there is no rational or natural goal of bodily motion. So that's talking about the final cause. Remember I was talking about that? The Aristotle's four causes? The efficient cause, the putting together of the formal and material cause. The material cause, the what a thing is made up of. The formal cause, the kind of what a thing is. It kind of defines its natures, defines its boundaries, defines what things it's capable of. And the final cause, the thing towards which a thing aims towards, is naturally predisposed to. An oak growing into an oak tree, for example. But it is also simultaneously, it is the final and the first cause at the same time, for it is the reason that thing was created. It is the primary cause, it is the most important of the causes, and it is also its final cause. And for some things, its final cause simply is to be created. In a strange way. I remember reading that in The One and the Many, and it's still rattling around in my brain somewhere. But yeah, you can see here how, with the advancement of modernity, we start to do away with many of the causes. They already discussed that you do away with the causes of final causality and formal causality. That you really only have material cause and efficient cause within modernity and kind of the scientific realm. But here we're seeing it very much explicit. Effectively, then, for Hobbes, God is the same as the causal process, or in the words of Leviathan, and that's Hobbes' most famous book, I will say, Leviathan. Nature is God's artifice, his continuing activity. Although motion for Hobbes does not have a natural end, it is not random or unintelligible. In order to understand how this can be, we need to understand what Hobbes means by causality. Like Bacon, Hobbes develops a notion of causality using the Aristotelian language of substance and accidents. Aristotle argued that everything is predicated of substance. Accidents, such as greenness, are predicated of substances, such as trees. While Aristotle, or at least his scholastic followers, recognized that accidents could not be in the same sense as substance, they were convinced that they had a real existence apart from substances. Thus, colours, for example, exist apart from the bodies they are coloured, even if in some sense they have less being than the substance themselves. Hobbes rather denies this. In his view, accidents are not separable from the body. Accidents are rather characteristics of bodies, the particular kinds of internal and external motions that characterize them. The cause of an effect thus is not in the body itself, but in its motions, or to use the Aristotelian term, in its accidents. Aristotle famously defined four causes. Why do I even bother? Why do I even bother? A material, formal, efficient, and final cause of every effect. The material cause of a golden chalice, for example, is the gold out of which it is made. While a chalice could be made from many elements, it could not be made from air or water, to take only two examples. The gold is a cause that it contributes to chalice. The formal cause is the shape of the chalice. Again, while a number of shapes are possible, not all of them are, since the chalice must hold liquids. The efficient cause is the means by which the chalice comes to be, in that case the craftsmen who choose the material and form of the chalice to meet the purpose of, or final cause for which it is made. In making the chalice, the craftsman thus does not create it or its idea out of nothing. The act of creation is rather a form of mimesis or imitation. Aristotle asserts that this notion of the causes of things applies not merely to man-made things, but to natural things as well, many of which, such as all living things, have their efficient cause within themselves. Example, the acorn has the capacity to form itself into an oak. Hobbes reworks the Aristotelian notion of causality. He recognizes only a material and efficient cause. He sees the efficient cause as the sum total of all motions that lead to something to push on or move something else, and the material cause as the sum total of all the motions in the thing that is pushed or moved. Together they constitute a necessary cause, in the presence of which the effect necessarily occurs. In keeping with his rejection of universals, he believes that formal and final causes do not really exist for natural objects, but are really efficient or material causes. Hello, what's up? How are you? It's nice to see you. The little lurk emote. I love those emotes. They're so cute. How you doing? How's your Monday going? What's up? What's up? How's your Monday going? You're good? You just woke up? Sleepy boy. You're very sleeping right now. You're very sleepy. I can tell you're sleepy because you're misspelling words. Have I told you guys? I think I've told some of you. I've told this before anyway. The time I accidentally called another VTuber by the wrong name because I was so sleepy, and they read it. Hello, what a cozy campfire. Hello, tasty medleys. 4. How are you? Welcome in. Yeah, so I was watching an ASMR stream of this Niji Sanji tuba called Masaru. Masaru Suzuki. We are cozy. Masaru Suzuki, and he's a very sweet VTuber, very cool. He has a really funny compilation of foreign viewers calling him a girl, and he has to go like, no, I am boy, I am man, I am manly man. Very man. It's very cute. You guys should go watch it. May I ask how to pronounce your name? I actually, by coincidence, or rather because I know people do not get it correct, have a name pronunciation routine. But I'll do it for free because you asked so nicely. My name is pronounced Rua Ua Quilta. Rua Ua Quilta. So the last part is sort of like quilt. Wait, no. Queel. Sorry. I use quilt to kind of explain the sound, the Q sound. But wheel, but with a Q at the end. At the start, sorry. Quilta. Rua Ua Quilta. You didn't think to check the redeem. Smart to put it there. No, you're totally fine. It's something that I always like whenever I join another stream. Whenever I join another streamer's chat and I say hi, they're always like, "Hey, Ruadh, I don't know, bro." And then I get to tell them, and like it just starts a whole conversation of like where I'm from, what the name means, and stuff. And it's like my way in with them. It's my way in. Rua Ua Quilta. Basically. That's pretty solid. But yeah, so I was watching Masaru's stream, and I was nice and cozy. I was falling asleep. And Masaru's basically a Shoda. I will say, is basically a Shoda. And as I fell asleep, I said something like, "Thank you for the stream," or "This is so comfy, Masaru." But I didn't say Masaru. I said Mashiro, who is another Niji Sanji VTuber. Who is also sort of like on the cute male side of things. The cute boy side, I suppose. At least it wasn't Genzuki. I would never be able to show my face if I called Genzuki by the wrong name and he read it out on the stream.
I would disappear from his channel. I would watch in secret and I would just cry. I probably wouldn't cry. I might cry. Who knows? Who knows how I'd feel? But because it just so anyway, I type this out and I start to drift off to sleep. I start to go to sleep, and all of a sudden I hear it being read out, and I hear Mashiro. No, I don't hear him read out the full thing. He just, because the chat is so slow, he's Oshi, right? Genzuki is Oshi. Yes. But the chat is so slow during the Masaru stream because it's ASMR. A lot of people are sleeping. So he's often reading things. He's often reacting. He doesn't necessarily talk much, but he'll kind of react. So like if you comment something sweet, even in English, he'll be like, and he might do something like as a sound. It's very cute. But he just goes, no. I Mashiru. I Masaru. Not Mashiro. Masaru. And the chat cussed on me. The chat cussed all over me. They spammed the cussa symbol. And I felt so embarrassed. I rapidly typed out, I'm sorry. I messed up. I know it's Masaru. I was tired. And I'm panicking. I'm panicking. I was just about to fall asleep, and I'm just like, oh my god, I'm so dumb. Doesn't help again that there's just so many cusses, and he just goes, it's okay, okay. Don't worry, it's okay. And then I went back to sleep and I fell asleep to his ASMR. Pip. Hello. Thank you for the pokes. Wait, what? Why am I thanking you for the pokes? I guess I'm spreading some of Masaru's sweetness. Masaru's sweetness. So you get that thank you for the poke, but maybe it's a little bit, it's hiding a little bit of anger for getting poked. Hi everyone. But yeah. But you guys can see why I get mixed up in a sleepy state. Mashiro and Masaru are really easy to mix up. Easy to mix up, I think. Sleepy brain is real. It really is. Don't try and text while you're sleepy. I remember doing that to someone. I was texting someone as I was 5 o'clock in the morning and I was falling asleep, and it was just absolutely incomprehensible. So you're late. You were doing a checkup on your wisdom tooth. Oh, how'd it go? I hope you're. Don't worry, Rua. You talk absolute nonsense when you're sleepy. I'm glad I'm not alone. They're fine. You just did a checkup. Nice. I hope it's going well. Okay, I might tell this quick story. I'm gonna say right now, if you're squeamish, you might want to mute. I'm actually gonna put a little text thing. No, that's my BRB. I'll just call it squeamish story. Okay. Oh, squeamish story time. There we go. So, just because you mentioned wisdom tooth, and that's gonna stay there, and then I'll get rid of it. I'll get rid of it when I'm done. Did you miss anything? You missed a bit of reading, but that's okay. Halconis was here too. I've collabed with him before. But okay, this is basically the story about how I am missing my 2 back molars, and they've since been filled in with my wisdom teeth. But so it's not really a story. It's just one day I was eating food, and for some reason I was really stupid as a baby, as a child. Not a child, but I was I don't know, 12. This is going back really far back, 1800 years ago. We still had dentists back then. But anyway, I was eating. I had a fork in my hand. And for some reason, I don't know why, I think maybe it was like some cartoon where, like, you know, they're grabbing the meat and they're like chomping on it. I think I was like just doing that because I was dumb. And I put the fork into my mouth, and the prong of the fork went right between the middle of my very back molar on the top side, and crack went my tooth. I broke off about half of, well, not half, but like a solid chunk of my back molar. Yep. It was extremely painful. It was extremely... I basically crowbarred my tooth. I crowbarred my tooth. So, yeah, so I had to go to the dentist, like, pretty quickly after that. You know, that's kind of important. It turned out the bottom molar was I had a little bit too much sugar over the past couple of years. A little bit too much sugar. I think maybe when I was brushing my teeth, I just wasn't brushing that tooth properly. But that one was it just had a cavity that was just too deep, and they were like, look, it would be better to just take it out. I was like, okay. I didn't really know what that would involve, but I got 2 of my back. Yes, and they were adult teeth, unfortunately. So I got both of those taken out on the same day. At least you discovered the cavity. Yeah, that's true. That's true. At least it was discovered. Under bad circumstances. But anyway. Now, over time, my wisdom teeth have come in. And they have perfectly filled in that point. Like, those missing points. The top one is kind of like slightly lower. Or is slightly like... How do I explain it? The top wisdom tooth is like lower in line with the other teeth, so there's kind of a bit of a drop. But yeah, I like to think of it that it was actually a very smart decision, because a lot of people have issues with their wisdom teeth, and I like to think that me deciding to chomp on a fork and crowbar lever open my tooth, was actually a long-term plan to make room for my mouth, to make room for my wisdom teeth. I don't know if they're going to come into the other side either. Like, it just happens that the 2 wisdom teeth that have come down are the 2 that I'm missing. That still need a wisdom tooth, yeah. And and I'm giving all this wisdom to you guys. And the moral of the story is, don't bite down on a fork. All according to Kakak. All according to Kakak. Yeah, exactly, Tasty. Exactly. It was all according to plan. Kakaku means plan. You almost took a chunk out of your tongue the other day. You were chewing gum and clamped down on your tongue. You could feel your teeth hit each other. Like tongue bites are like the most annoying thing. Or like when you bite your cheek and you get an ulcer. Ugh. You know, wisdom teeth have slotted in perfectly to your front row teeth. Damn, you got like extra big mouth. What's up? You could have avoided the crowding. I think, yeah, I think I basically did. Although I do have like a... It's kind of weird. Actually, how do I explain this? I just have a gap between my bottom right wisdom tooth, or not my wisdom tooth, my canine, and then my top right canine. I guess for you guys it would be the left. But it's actually kind of like turned sideways. Not turned fully sideways, it's just like slightly misaligned. So I just have like a slight gap. You cut both sides of your tongue and it's... that's... It makes me think of those people who get like their tongue cut. That's disgusting, what's up. I hope it heals soon. I would not want a flappy tongue. Not what you wanted to get back to. It's only the very edge. Okay, so it's like a piece of, it's like carved a little off. Feel better soon. Yeah, what's up? I hope your tongue heals soon. Well, yeah, that was the story of my missing molars. Please stop. You're grossed out. I'm not surprised. It is a pretty, like, that's very gross. I feel like mine isn't even gross. It's just wince-inducing. It's just like something that you legitimately just go, like, you oggy or you oge. You know my oge emote. You just do that. Thank you, Tasty. Thank you for the follow. Very appreciated. Wait, no, I can do that better. So engrossed in the story, you forgot to follow? That's my superpower. Forgetting to tell people to follow. Did you? Gusto, give Wadzop a good hug. Good bot. Yeah, think Sari's done a very good job. She's probably protected us from thousands of bots already. Okay, I'm going to read for the last few minutes of this stream. And then I'll probably call it because I do need to be in work. Or rather, I need to go hunting in the forests in the morning. get that meat to feed myself and to sell and buy skebs. You just got here? Yeah, unfortunately, like on the weekdays, it's kind of tough. This was a little bit of a shorter one too, because I started at like 10. Like I started like with into 10, rather than my usual 9:30. But that was just timing, unfortunately. Where were we? Causality for Hobbes thus becomes the aggregate interaction of all motions, or to put it another way, in more theological terms, it is the purely indifferent will of God that has no rational form and no rational or natural end, but consists in the interacting motions of all things acting corporeally upon one another. While Hobbes employs Aristotelian terminology to describe causality, he thus rejects the via antiqua reading of Aristotle in favour of a via moderna reading favoured by Occam and his followers. The practical conclusion that follows from this account is that the world of matter is motion. In motion is governed by the omnipotent God, who is indifferent to our preservation and well-being. Hobbes was not the first thinker to reach this sobering conclusion. In chapter 2 and 4, both the humanists and reformers had recognized this fact. Hobbes holds a similar view of God's apparent indifference to human suffering or thriving. In contrast to the latter two groups, however, he does not accept this view as final, but seeks to show, as we will see, that through the natural law God provides an impulse towards self-preservation. That is the foundation for a human science that will make us masters and possessors of nature. The goal of Hobbes' science is thus not merely to understand the world, but to change it, to give human beings the powers to preserve themselves and improve their earthly lot. He asserts in De Corpora, the end of scope or philosophy is that we may make our use to our benefit of effects formerly seen, or that by application to bodies to another, we may produce the like effects of those we conceive in our mind, as far forth as matter, strength, and industry will permit, for the commodity of human life, for the inward glory and triumph of the mind that a man may have for the mastering of some difficult and doubtful matter, or for the discovery of some hidden truth, if not worth so much pains as the study of philosophy requires. Nor need any man care much to teach another what he knows himself, if he thinks that will be the only benefit of his labour. The end of knowledge is power, and lastly the scope of all speculation is the performing of some action, of things to be done. The goal of philosophy or science is thus not theoretical, nor is it pursued because it brings its possessors fame. Rather,
It is eminently practical, pursued because it gives one power, security, and prosperity, and pursued not out of idle curiosity or piety, but in response to the perversive nature that unsettles human life. Science, as Hobbes understands it, will thus make it possible for human beings to survive and thrive in a chaotic and dangerous world of the nominalist God. And I think I may leave it there for today, because I need to go to bed. What you guys been talking about while I've been chatting? While I've been reading? Tasty, did you get sniped as well? Eh? What do you mean you guys got sniped? This guy in another chat snipes people by gifting subs to anyone not subbed. Can he join my chat? I have a lot of people that aren't subbed. He could just start giving subs. He might have sniped you. You got gifted a sub a week or two ago. He tends to target people that seem nice, apparently. That's sweet. That means you guys are nice. That means you're nice. You're sweet. And you're kind. That's a good thing to have. Power, security, prosperity. Well, you'd rather give it a nice person compared to a rude person, Pip. Yeah, imagine you just insult someone. You just insult someone's mother and they just give you money. You insult someone and they just pay you? No, that's called like... No, that's like an actual thing. People are deaf. What's that called? No, you know what? Let's not even talk about that. Everybody's into something, yeah. You know what? To be fair, if Genzuki wanted to call me names, I'd be down for that. I mean, what? Ruadh only got to see like 20 minutes. Pip only got to see like stay for 10 minutes more. Okay, I'll stay for 10 minutes more. I'll just chat for a little bit. Wait, hang on. I need to remember to turn off the ads. Oh, the ads are off. Good. I was smart today. Degradation kink. That went in a direction. You actually think there's a term for it? I think it's basically that. Simp? Maybe. Oh no, I think I know the thing you're on about. What's up? You're talking about like... Oh, what's it called? Pay pig. That's it. Yeah, because cash pig, whatever, something like that. And basically what they do is they take control of someone's finances. It's really weird. Peppa Pig. No, Peppa Pig. Peppa, don't get into being into financial domination. Don't do that. Understandable. We all have our weaknesses. And mine is Genzuki. Sleeping on the floor at the foot of Genzuki's bed, even though there's like 20 other beds that are free. Listen, I have to though. I said that I would sleep on the floor and he can sleep in the bed, so I have to stay true to my word. That is a thing. That is a thing, I believe. You're caught up on the kink vocabulary, but apparently you need to brush up more. Yeah, I think pay pig is the thing. I've seen it on Twitter. Like, Twitter just shows the most horrendous of things. But you see, I came across one where it was like someone gave someone $5,000. Huh? Athena, that's so weird. Or antenna to heaven. That's really strange. Your name went from purple to red to like an orange. How did that happen? King vocab. Do you think there's like a book? Do you think there's like a kink dictionary? There definitely is. Wait a minute. Don't look for that. We don't, Tasty. We can stay slightly more innocent. Oh, what was the question? The question that Tasty said. That's a thing. Yeah, usually I don't talk about these things, but I don't know. I'm just end the stream. I'm kind of just chatting. Yeah, I imagine that's the thing. That's the thing. You need that, Haru. Why do you need that? I feel like the only thing some of you need is seme and uki. No, is that the word? Is that the two? Uke? Uki. No, Uki is Niji Sanji. Niji Sanji guy. He's also. I also feel like he is probably an Uki. That's the term that BL enjoyers, men enjoyers. I'm waiting to see the thing in chat. That's the terms that they use to describe basically dominant and submission. What's BL? It stands for boys love, but it's basically like pretty anime men getting together. No, I'm not explaining We're not explaining this. I always feel like BL, when you say it out loud, it sounds really bad. And then you have to explain. You have to very quickly explain. No, listen. It is not this. It is not that. You really wish you had a B. This is the BL emote. This is the BL emote of the chat. I think that the BL enjoyers have decided to use. Is soft yaoi. That's a good way to describe. It's like soft boy yaoi, I suppose. And then you have bara, where you get the real men. They're all like hulking giants with masses of fur. Yuri on Ice. Yeah, Yuri on Ice is a good example. I love this. I love those combinations of emotes. Bara the muscles. Yeah, Baras then are the muscly boys. Belmont Banderas is a good example. I feel like my friend Kuro is a Bara. Alpin a Bara? He's very muscular, but I don't know if he would. I feel like he's between like an Ikiman and a Bara. An Ikiman then is like a pretty boy VTuber. I not a pretty boy VTuber, but it just describes like handsome. I think you guys can suggest someone who's an Ikiman. Okay, right? I mean, I think there may be one on your screen right now. Right? Why aren't you guys saying right? Guys? You are not paying attention? Okay. I think that made me laugh. Isn't Uki? I am going to break every single one of you. You too, Ruadh. Thank you, D. I think you meant that. Oh god, there's a lot of comments. You're just hetero lung. Oh, hi Wampus. Wait, no, I think I said hi to Wampus. Did I say hi to Wampus? I can't remember. Hi Wampus. Why did you laugh at that? I laughed because I was doing a bit. I was doing a bit about like I need you guys to praise me, and you were just not paying attention. You think my hair is really pretty? Thank you. My mama did an amazing job on the hair. I want to get new hairstyle. I need to reach out to her because I think she may not be busy in the coming weeks, or less busy anyway. I want to get this braid undone. I want it to be open and like big and floofy, and then I want like a shorter version of my hair, and then I want to no. I think if it's opened, I think if I open the braid, it's gonna be like extra long. Can someone explain the hands up meme? Look in the corner. It's absolute cinema, but they've decided that it means men. OG hair length? Don't you dare ask. Have you never seen that meme, son? Have you never seen the absolute cinema meme? That's a pretty good use for it as well. That's a funny, like, towering up. The men are getting stronger, but I just like the two hands. It's very simple.
You can see very flowy hairstyle and also short, floofy one. Yeah, it's like my old model, my old sketchy self. You were paying attention to Wampus? Wasn't paying attention to me. You live under a rock. Well, Absolute Cinema is basically a meme image of Martin Scorsese, who is a very well-known, a very accomplished filmmaker. Cinema, really, cinema. A difference between the movies and cinema. Cinema is like the art form, you know? That's kind of how people view it. But there's an image of him basically doing this pose where his hands are like out wide. He's like exclaiming, and it just has the meme text. Kino means theater instead of yeah, exactly. It's some people also call it like Kino is served.